Dr Eddah Gachukia takes me back 77 years in time.
But we would go back singing and beating the sides of our truck.
For a woman who has an impeccable legacy, her history defines her and explains why she is today credited with being one of Kenya's leading campaigners for girls' education.
Young and running around my mother and so on, that's what I remember. Learning how to write on the ashes. You know the ashes, yeah, next to the fire. 1, 2, 3, and so on. And my mother then thought I was ready for school. She knew the value of education. Unfortunately, she passed on. The same year I joined school, she passed on.
A bruising experience in her formative years would then serve as a turning point.
At school, I remember enjoying myself. But I also remember my headmaster at the primary wishing I were a boy, because I could do maths very easily. I mean, openly.
What saw her dedicate more than 4 decades of her life to being an educator and women rights activist. But first, she would attend Makerere University.
I remember choosing education because at that time, there weren't many careers for girls, to tell you the truth.
Dr Eddah Gachukia, one of the longest-serving and respected educationists, started as a secondary school teacher at Thika High School before furthering her studies at Leeds University. Upon returning home, she found herself in the middle of reforms aimed at making the education system relevant to the needs of the nation.
I'm very proud that I did research into the use of mother tongue as a medium of instruction in standard 1, 2, and 3. Remember this thing that the minister was announcing the other day? I support it fully because it works. We were introducing English in standard 1, but as a subject.
Over the years, every opportunity she got, she rewrote the rules and roles in a career portfolio that saw her serve in the Maendeleo Ya Wanawake top leadership and later as the chairperson of the National Council of Women of Kenya. Come 1974, and she would wear a different hat. Dr Eddah Gachukia was nominated Member of Parliament representing women's interests, a role she undertook for the next 9 years.
I remember my husband calling me. I was representing Maendeleo in Australia and telling me, how would you want to go to Parliament? And I told him, to do what? That was my automatic question. To do what?
In retrospect, her years as a legislator put her at the forefront of championing for women's development.
Especially the first term, I seemed to have a free hand to travel all over Kenya. Wherever women wanted me to go, I would be there. I can't remember the number of harambes I did, you know, invited by women to support them.
Impassioned about making a difference in girls' education in Africa, she, together with visionary and influential women, ministers of education and vice-chancellors of universities, established the Forum for African Women Educationalists, FAWE.
When it comes to the creation of FAWE, it was almost the logical way to go for any woman who was in leadership, convincing people that girls' education benefits all. Herself, her family, her community, her nation, particularly her nation.
It was not enough to just advocate for the education of the girl child. Dr Eddah Gachukia and her husband Daniel Gachukia wanted to actively help children access education. Today, they are the force behind Riara Group of Schools.
Tell yourself, well done. Okay.
2 kindergartens, 2 primary schools, a girls' high school, and a university. Theirs was a humble beginning.
If you grow from this kind of level with 2 classes of nursery schools and you go on like that for 10 years and you're getting very confident now and so on, and 3 little children come and challenge you to start a primary, that becomes a challenge.
It was a challenge she overcame together with her husband.
How long have you been married?
Whew, I need to calculate.
We have been married for the last, what, 50-something?
57.
57 years.
The family is central as far as we are concerned. I guess that's why we've always been partners in what we are doing.
Both of us are lucky because we seem to combine quite well. What has been the high point of our marriage? Having 4 children who are now grown up.
I have 9 grandchildren. I don't know if they are all there. I think they are there because she's there.
Dr Eddah Gachukia is the recipient of many honors and awards for her outstanding contributions in the realm of education. Teachers, she tells me, influenced her the most as she wanted to emulate them.
The buck stops with the teachers. If teachers are efficient, if teachers really care about those children, if teachers are professional and they know that any child can learn, any student can learn, any subject, literally, the children will do well.
And she is not done yet with the struggle for equal opportunities.
I take no credit as a person. I think the only thing I feel, the only advantage I think God has given me is that ability to work with all kinds of people.
Sally Mbilu, Citizen Weekend.